What's up, everyone? Tara Roberts here with Win Daily, and we are talking NFL player props for Underdog for week 17. I've got another 10 props for you this week, plus a bonus prop, a little multiplier action. Before I dive in, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, check out the description below for a link to sign up to play on Underdog. 100% deposit match up to $500. Now let's go ahead and talk props. This week, there are two games in particular that I am really drawn to, games where I feel like the overs are very attainable for multiple players, and we want to lean into that. The first game that I want to look at is the Texans versus the Titans, and we'll exclusively pull from the Texans side. CJ Stroud's concussion took him out for multiple games, including their first matchup with the Titans, and I feel like people are just kind of scared to lean into the Texans offense in his first game back. But I am here to tell you, lean into it. CJ Stroud has had some low volume games here and there, but those have been in matchups against tough passing defenses. In good matchups, he has thrived. 261 and a half yards is light work for CJ Stroud against the Titans. Take the over. In fact, the only games where he hasn't hit that mark have been against Baltimore, Atlanta, New Orleans, Carolina, and the Jets. All strong secondaries. Tennessee, not so much. And we've got multiple players that we want to pair that with. Nico Collins as the primary target at over 62 and a half receiving yards. We also want to look at Noah Brown. I like two props for Noah Brown. The first is over on 41 and a half receiving yards. Big plays should flow, and Brown can easily achieve that with literally just two catches. And the second one is the over on his rush plus receiving touchdowns at a 2x multiplier. 2x is a beautiful number to boost those payouts. Moving on to the next game, I have four players from the Arizona and Philadelphia game. The first is a little different. I love Kyler Murray in this matchup to throw for volume, but the yardage given the lack of weapons is concerning. Last week, literally 13 attempts went to the running backs. I think that Murray could still hit the over in yardage, but with lack of receiving options, it's a little bit shaky. So I want the over on his attempts at 34 and a half. And we want to tie this to his primary pass catcher, Trey McBride. Yardage for Trey McBride also a little bit high. It's understandable given the matchup, but I would rather take the over on his receptions at 6.5. On the other side, instincts are to lean into the superstars, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. But the tried and true never fail method is running backs against Arizona. DeAndre Swift's line of 69 and a half rushing yards might seem a little aggressive, but this matchup should yield over 100 rushing yards for him. So we want the over. But it's not just Swift. We also want to look at Kenneth Gainwell. But we don't want to isolate this just to rushing yards because it's possible the script calls for more receiving work for him. So we want to take the over on his rush plus receiving yards at 32 and a half just to be safe. Another combo that I really like this week is Derek Carr and Chris Olave. This is an excellent matchup against a Tampa Bay defense that has struggled to stop the pass and is dealing with injuries in their secondary. We want the over on Carr's passing yards at 245 and a half and pair it with Chris Olave over 70 and a half receiving yards. Carr and Olave have definitely found their rhythm and they will thrive in this matchup. And let's close things out with a guy who is playing for his potential MVP win here, Christian McCaffrey. Predicting yardage for the 49ers receivers is always a nightmare, and this is also a game where Brock Purdy might not actually have to throw for aggressive volume. So we just want the over on Christian McCaffrey's rushing yards at 85 and a half. And that wraps things up. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, remember to sign up to play on Underdog. The link is below in the description. 100% deposit match up to $500.